All right, folks, welcome back. I'm Jake Ellenbogen. This is the Jake Ellenbogen channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment if you have not already. Today, we're going to be talking about a new Ram. Jerry Jacobs, the former Detroit Lion, has signed a deal, or at least agreed to sign a deal with the LA Rams. He is a cornerback, and he is going to likely be replacing Derion Kendrick, who was just placed on unfortunate season-ending IR today. Now, I want to be very honest with you guys because, of course, you know my thoughts on the whole situation. I don't really understand how you don't bring Ahkello Witherspoon back. I also am not of the belief that there's zero chance he comes back even still. So I'll explain that. But I wanted to do a kind of a deeper dive into Jerry Jacobs because, you know, this is somebody who last year, if you look at his statistical output, it's not great. Okay. 5'11", 203 pounds. This is a former UDFA from Arkansas. I've actually had a great time watching Arkansas corners on tape over the last however many years scouting the draft. Guys like Monteric Brown come to mind, and McLaughlin, as you guys know. But he'll be 27 in September, and this is somebody, in my opinion, just watching on tape and, the eye test on mine, just not even using stats. My initial reaction to signing Jerry Jacobs was, yeah, that's not really enough. Is he on the level of Derion Kendrick? I don't even know if that's the case, but I'll explain why I have some optimism here with this move. First off, let's talk about the good, and then we'll get into the bad, and then we'll get into the ugly. Okay. The good is that Jerry Jacobs has 2 years of experience, okay, with Aubrey Pleasant, who obviously runs the secondary for the Rams. Very well-respected coach, a guy that I have gave a ton of praise to on this channel. And Aubrey Pleasant is likely the main reason Jerry Jacobs is in LA, okay? So that gives me some good feelings, some good vibes. Jacobs' best year, I would probably say, was 2022, and that was with Aubrey Pleasant. And in case you're wondering who this guy is, he's somebody that's going to come up. He's not afraid to make a tackle, but he's somebody that's going to come up and actually play a pretty decent zone coverage, okay? This past year, 71.3 passer rating, targeted when in zone coverage, gave up 3 touchdowns, gave up 31 catches on 48 targets his way. Now, I think obviously the Rams play him, predominantly zone coverage. I think there's definitely a fit there, okay? And looking at where we are on, this depth chart now with Derion Kendrick gone, Jacobs kind of slides into that 4th spot ahead of Trey Tomlinson and Cam McCutcheon and Josh Wallace. I don't hate the move. Again, I think Ahkello Witherspoon is a way better option, but I also think that Ahkello Witherspoon, the day he signs on the dotted line, would be the number 2 corner at the very least on this team. I think he's better than Tre'Davious White, and I think he's better than Kobe Durant. I don't think that's a crazy thing to say because he was better than Kobe Durant last year. And the thing about Ahkello Witherspoon is he played all 18 games. You can't take that away from him. In addition to that, I hear all the time, Tre'Davious White when healthy. Tre'Davious White when healthy. Healthy Tre'Davious White. Well, the reality, folks, is this. We're hoping Tre'Davious White is going to stay healthy. Okay? I like Tre'Davious White. But if you're assuming that Tre'Davious White is going to play all 18 or however many games that the Rams end up playing, you're assuming something that, isn't very realistic. Okay? So that's my issue, is that I thought having kind of a bigger bodied corner, really athletic, and somebody that has not only experience in this defense, but was the number 1 corner for this defense last year and was a model of consistency and availability. I just don't know if I love what the Rams are doing at corner. Darius Williams, I feel great about, except for the fact that, he limped off the field yesterday. We have no word on that. It doesn't seem like it's that serious, but at the same time, maybe we're looking into this as, Jerry Jacobs is Derion Kendrick's replacement, but maybe Jerry Jacobs was just signed because Derion Kendrick got put on IR due to a torn ACL, and Darius Williams limped off the field. And Tre'Davious White is a walking injury, and Kobe Durant has had injury concerns. So there's a good chance that Jacobs was just signed as additional depth, and they could still add to this position. Now, let's just assume they don't. Okay? I'll tell you right now. Okay? Jerry Jacobs last year had 9 penalties. So everyone gets up in Derion Kendrick's face and, he's got X amount of penalties. Well, 9 penalties is right up there with Kendrick. He was 7th in the NFL for cornerbacks in penalties allowed, and he had 7 touchdowns given up, which is tied for 6th in the NFL for cornerbacks last season, 107.8 targeted passer rating, and he had 141.2 passer rating when targeted in man coverage, gave up 12 for 18 and 4 touchdowns. So this guy really isn't going to help you at all in man coverage. He is a zone corner. He has familiarity, he has experience with Aubrey Pleasant, so you got to give him that. Fan favorite. Lions fans raved about him. Quite a few of them, actually. I had someone even reach out to me and tell me that, he's a good one. So the thought process with Jerry Jacobs, with Lions fans that I've come away with, is that a lot of them believe he was actually hitting his stride. The combination of Pleasant leaving and suffering an injury kind of pushed him back a little bit. So, look, Jacobs could thrive with the Rams. I'm not saying he's not going to be good. I'm not saying that he's terrible. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just giving you the facts. The facts are this guy is a solid zone corner. He has some intriguing things to feel good about. The connection to Pleasant, the fact that he was better with Pleasant, and the fact that he did have the injury last year, which kind of maybe led to how much he struggled last year. And he would have a better supporting cast because the Lions last year in the back end, the secondary were horrible. I mean, that was like the worst secondary in football. And now he'd be around better players. So by virtue, it could be an easier time for him. So in conclusion, I don't love the move. Well, okay. I hate the move if it is instead of Ahkello Witherspoon. I really don't understand that. If it's for now and then maybe adding Ahkello afterwards, I think it's a fine move. Okay? He's just depth. To be honest with you, though, if this is instead of Ahkello Witherspoon, I just got to interject here. 68.1 targeted passer rating in zone coverage. 28 of 60 targets given up for a touchdown. Ahkello only gave up 3 touchdowns last year. And Jacobs gave up 7. And Jacobs didn't even play the full season. That's another thing. Jacobs did not play the full season. Okay, he missed games. Ahkello played all 18 games, including the postseason, and only gave up 3 touchdowns. So, my thought process is this, okay? The Rams filled a need. Now, filling a need with somebody that's really highly productive and filling a need just by putting a guy there is, it's filling a need, but is it the full definition of that? I think Jacobs could thrive with the Rams. I think him being around Aubrey Pleasant is going to be huge. At the same time, I think the Rams need to have Ahkello Witherspoon on speed dial. This is probably, if I'm going to be brutally honest with you, the position room that I'm the most freaked out about. Because the reason I say that, you look at quarterback, you got Matthew Stafford, you got Jimmy Garoppolo, you got Stetson Bennett. Love the quarterback room, okay? Stetson Bennett as your third, I feel really good about that. Corners, right? Or running backs, excuse me. You got Kyron Williams, you got Blake Corum, you got Ronnie Rivers, okay? Zach Evans. I like what they have there. Boston Scott, I like the running back room, especially having Corum with Kyron. You look at the wide receivers. I like the wide receiver room a lot. Okay. Kupp, Nakua, Atwell, Robinson, Whittington, Tyler Johnson. I like that a lot. Tight ends, I feel pretty good about. Okay. I'm not the biggest fan of Hunter Long. I don't think he's like incredible, but having Hunter Long as your fourth tight end while Higbee, when Higbee's in there, when he's not in there, he's your third. And you have Colby Parkinson, who you paid money to, and Davis Allen. I like the tight ends. The offensive line, you guys already know where I feel about the offensive line. The depth chart there, I mean, the starting five, Jackson, Avila, Dotson, Havenstein. Then you go on the bench and you got Nopum, you got Leviston, you got Bo Limmer, you got Bruss, you got Warren McClendon Jr. I feel really good about their offensive line. You look at the defensive line, right? You got Bobby Brown, you got Kobe Turner, you got Braden Fisk, you got Laryl Murchison, you got Desjuan Johnson, you got Tyler Davis. Yes, I feel like very good about that. Edge, okay? They went out and they double dipped. They got Jared Verse and they got Brennan Jackson. They got Michael Hoyt is back, right? Byron Young, Nick Hampton, O'Shawn Mathis. So you have guys there. Linebacker, they don't really value linebackers as much as other teams, and that's okay. I'm totally fine with the three they have, and they have some other guys there. Safety, you feel great about safety. I mean, they have John Johnson, they have Cam Curl, they have Quentin Lake, they got Russ Yeast, Cameron Kinchins. Hell, I like the guys that might not even make this team. I mean, I like, Jason Taylor II. I like, Kenny Logan. I mean, like, that's the thing. So, Tanner Ingle. The corners, I like certain players in, but let's be honest here, okay? If you take anything away from this video, just remember, the corners, Darius Williams, he's by far the best corner right now on this team. By far. He's getting up there in age. We'll see what ends up happening. He had a really good year last year. Kind of fell off a little bit, but at the beginning of the year, he was phenomenal. I am a little concerned because Darius Williams, obviously he'll be the guy, but, was banged up yesterday. We'll see how that goes. Tre'Davious White, injury concerns. Kobe Durant, injury concerns. Trey Tomlinson, no opportunity to really get on an NFL football field during the regular season and play on the defense. Jerry Jacobs gave up 7 touchdowns last year. That can't just go unnoticed. Cam McCutcheon has never played in an NFL regular season game, and Josh Wallace is a UDFA who has not proven anything. So, that's my thought. Cornerback room is the biggest weakness for the Rams, and I think if they went out and got Ahkello Witherspoon, I'd be feeling a little bit better. Can trust that Ahkello Witherspoon's going to play the majority of the season. Can trust he can be the number one corner if needed. And now, Jerry Jacobs, it's a little bit of an experiment. A guy that, if we're being honest, he had a pretty terrible year last year. But if we're also being honest and fair, when asked to be in man coverage, he's not a man corner. He's a zone corner. And when he's in zone, he's not terrible. He's actually pretty decent. And when he's been around Aubrey Pleasant, who's with the Rams, he's had success. Probably the most success that he's had in his career. So there's definitely some things to like, some things to take away. Ultimately, the Rams got better today because they lost Derion Kendrick and they did replace him with Jerry Jacobs. Did they get a ton better? No. I would say this is about breaking even. I would say Derion Kendrick might be a little bit better than Jerry Jacobs, but they're on that kind of same tier. So I don't think you're getting a lot better. I think if they added Ahkello Witherspoon, they would have gotten a lot better today. We'll see what ends up happening. I still think they didn't draft anybody at corner. I still think there is room to pick up another corner. I do think it should be Ahkello. There are other guys as well that are available. But this is definitely, make no mistake about it, the weakest part of the depth chart for the Rams. And ironically, this is the position they chose not to address during the NFL draft this past year. So those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Do you like Jerry Jacobs? Do you not? Do you like Ahkello Witherspoon? Do you think they should have gone with him? Let me know. I'm curious what you guys think. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Follow me on all social media, including Instagram at JKBogan. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, folks. Later. Do you love talking about the Rams, the NFL, or just want to be a part of a community? Join my free Discord server today. We're over 800 members. We got 24/7 live chat, a level 3 boosted server, the ability to call into JE Live, playing online games with us on Kick streams, toggleable alerts for when I go live on YouTube or Kick so you don't miss a live stream, and exclusive giveaways. Click the link in the description, the comments section, or the link that comes up in the video to learn more and join today.